My name is James Sasek. I'm right now unemployed, but I was working for St. Luke's Healthcare Clinic as a certified peer support specialist. I also was one of the co-founders of Camp Hope in 2011, and I also am the president or vice president of Veterans Theater, which is a theatrical group for social change for veterans and homeless individuals. I came here in 1986, so I just fell in love with it and tried to get employment, which was very tough at the time. The economic crisis in 2008. During that crisis, I lost around $70,000 in a property. I was actually homeless with no funds or no place to live. I decided to start traveling the country looking for employment because there was no employment here at this time. And I decided to go to Valencia College. It was a 2-year college. I did engineering courses for 3 years straight. And then I came back to Las Cruces in 2011. I was still homeless at the time. I came back and was going to New Mexico State for computer animation. I never graduated. I was evicted from an apartment that I had with a young lady who had a drug issue, and I couldn't be around that. So I ended up learning about Camp Hope. So I go, this is an unbelievable project that homeless people can actually participate in how to form a community and how to protect ourselves and even to self-govern ourselves. I've never really cared about anybody else. Something hit me. It was like, this is a project that really could change the world. And at that time, a third of the homeless were veterans, which I was amazed by. And a third had some mental health issues, and then a third were just economic, which I called refugees at the time. It was a strange mix of people. And a lot of them were loners because they were out in the desert and their walls start coming down. They start saying, well, we're here together. Let's make the best of it. One of the co-founding members had a vehicle, which was very important for the camp's success. The other main transportation was the bus system. The routes were difficult, so you had to basically plan your whole day to get to 2 different places. And I just enjoyed walking because you can think and you can see things. At least 4 or 5 or maybe 10 people a day seeing me on the road and waving to me, so that was always fun. The first time I really felt homeless is when I had to go get an ID. We didn't have an address, a permanent address to get identification. It hit me as, wow, how difficult it is to be a homeless person and how they treat you to just get a basic identification card. The homeless people and different people that have been through different things and had to survive on the street, they will be teaching the next generation of how to survive. The thing that now that I'm housed, that I miss the most, is waking up and seeing the sky, just being outdoors. It is a tough adjustment when you've been outdoors for 7 years and go into an apartment and try to adjust in a little room again. It is intoxicating, and it is a sense of freedom. You are a person that can survive the elements. It gives you more self-confidence than it does by having other people take it away by just degrading you. I needed some sort of income to qualify for a housing program. So when I became employed, I was not qualified for housing now because I'm making too much money. So I went from not having enough money to having too much money. The Community of Hope did provide me with a deposit, which helped me a lot. The apartment that I waited for 4 months ended up being the best situation in this town because the power and utilities are all paid for. That is a huge issue for homeless. If you have a history of bad utility payments, you either have to get a deposit or have to have somebody else sign on your power bill and stuff. It's less stressful, and I think that should be the way that low-income housing is have the utilities and things paid for. I did have some substance abuse issues, but I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so I experimented in different things. Then I started having alcohol problems, which is still occurring. Then I had different experiences in my life where a bunch of people were actually dying around me. I would go off into different worlds and not care about what I was doing, so I got into some legal troubles. I paid the consequences, and I ended up learning a lot. The other issue that I've had before is the emergency rooms here. Unless you have some sort of health insurance or any type of thing, you're healthy. It doesn't matter if you got a broken head, you're not going to be treated. My thing that really helped myself was I was into meditation, martial arts, and different mental exercises to where I could control my own actions, control my own thoughts. When I got into the detention center, the biggest issue that I worried about every night was how to communicate out of there. So you had to call a landline or a house phone, and most people didn't have it. And the way the COs and people treated you was disgusting. And they would just laugh at you. Yeah, the biggest issue I had with pleading out, at that time I didn't have an attorney. I pleaded guilty on 3. I got bond. And I defended myself in this because I pleaded. And I go, Judge, you can call the state police right now and please ask them. I did not resist or aggressively attack them. He called and found out that that was not true. So I just got a probation. My situation right at the moment is I'm very happy. I have different projects that I'm working on. My fiance is working on her art, and we're promoting her business right now, which went through DVR, which is an awesome program, which was cut. She was the last one to receive the small business loan. I have transportation right now. I have my license back. It's not stressful to me anymore because I've been to the bottom and I've been semi to the top too, so I'm very happy right now.